Yo guys, welcome back finally to a new video. Today we are going for VVR round 4 around Australia. You're also gonna hear my engineer talking in the background, so don't be too confusing. But yeah, you're gonna see here we got called up last minute for this race, so the practice wasn't ideal, but we still had okay pace because this is generally a good track for me. And you will see here we're gonna head out for first lap, and yeah, here we go. Enjoy. So here we go, our first lap. A small take on the overtake and into turn 1. But our engineer started talking to us here, the in-game engineer. So that kind of distracted us for turn 1. We probably lost around a tenth, I would say. But you're gonna see here across the lap, we're just a little bit too cautious because it's the first lap and yeah. Pretty far off the limit at the moment. A little bit of traffic here ahead of us. But yeah, we still managed to hit that apex quite nicely. But again, you can see just not on the limits. On the exit we had a lot of room left. So yeah, not ideal first sector. You can see here we're gonna start lifting into the fast chicane, and even here we're not full throttle. Only here we like almost hit the curb, we're going full throttle again. And that's pretty much the way to go around this track. With the current game, with the current regulations, with the battery, you have to lift so much. It's crazy. It's kind of demotivating. You're gonna see in the race as well. It's just managing battery, and otherwise you can't do much. But yeah. Also carrying through to the third sector, just a little bit too cautious. You can see we only do a 0.9, which is quite far off pace. Already almost 2 tenths away from our teammates. So. Yeah, far from ideal.
Yeah, but you're chilling. That's 10th off. Currently. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. You've got 2 tenths to LK in the last sector. Other than that, you're basically even.
Yeah, so we did a cooldown lap, recharge battery, and we're gonna go again on the same set of tires. The main focus of course on improving overall, but here in turn 1 we should find some time. Yeah, there you can see immediately like 600, 700, so very good start of the lap. Here a massive lift into this turn because you need to recharge so much. And here again a small tap on the overtake. See, we actually lost our improvements because battery wise you can do a millimeter too late on track to activate or deactivate, and it's a completely different outcome. So we were thinking about taking the slipstream here from the house, but yeah, he moved out of the way. So 700s up, going into the fast chicane here. But yeah, we got a little like wobble on the exit with the rear end. But yeah, which was not ideal because we were up quite a lot. If we didn't have a wobble, I think 10.5 improvements would be possible. Again, a little time loss on the exit there. And to here, we actually hit that Stosher curb, which is, yeah, you cannot do that. You cannot hit that curb, it completely unsettles. But we still find two tenths because we ran out of battery at the end, and that settles in P2. Yeah, still 3 tenths away from pole position at the moment, which is, yeah, far from ideal.
Yeah, 16.4. That's definitely doable, but it might take a. We'll take a good lap.
So we are on a fresh set of tires, going for our third run here. There should be a lot of time in the lap still, because our PB is in 0.4. So yeah, in theory we could compete with pole position, but it has to come out. Throughout qualifying I had the feeling the grip level was a bit lower than compared to Grand Prix mode, which I have been practicing on. As you can see here, we're 700s up, which is very good, because our first sector was already quite decent. So not the best exit out of that fast right-hander, but we still carry the improvement to him. As you can see, we're ending here, and we actually were 900s up. So, but here we have a better exit, but just not much of improvement coming actually. And here our teammate decided to wait on us, but it actually, it distracted us quite a lot. We couldn't see the apex, so yeah, I completely messed up the corner, completely missed the apex as well. Well, I think he was doing the right thing from trying to move over, but yeah, he was a bit too close to the apex for me to see. So here we are going for our final run then, because we completely aborted that third run. You can see here, a very good turn 1, actually again finding improvement. It's important that you carry so much speed through this corner, but a little bit of a wobble on the exit again. As you can see, still 500s up, which is going down to almost like 200s now. Now we do get a pretty good exit actually. Yeah, at the moment we are on P5, which of course we have to try and improve. Realistically, we are competing for a podium or a win here today, so. But coming out of sector 2, we are pretty close in the time of our teammates. But we know there's a lot of time in the final sector, but here again we miss the apex a little bit, and a little bit of a wobble again on the exit. The rear end was very unstable throughout the session. But here we do hit the apex nicely, carry the momentum, carry the speed. So we're gonna improve here by almost 2/10. But it also was park firming was on for this league race, and it means we got a qualifying race setup, which is not ideal of course. At the end we got P4 with a 0.6, which is of course pretty far from our PB.
Yeah.
Realistically we should have gotten P3 at least.
But you made it work. You're basically dead.
But overall I'm not too disappointed. We only had like an hour or two of practice, so yeah, we're gonna see what it gives us. We're gonna start P4 right behind our teammates, so maybe we can try and work together and try and get up to the front.
Yeah, see until we get going.
So here we are for the race start. We are gonna start on the medium tire. It's a one-stop strategy normally, but you can see P1 is actually on the hard tire.
Yeah.
So that is pretty interesting because I did a previous league race also starting on the hard tire, because if there is a safety car, you're completely fucked over by it. You can see our teammate is actually ghosting. Pretty much everyone is ghosting, and the Red Bull just drives through it, which causes a little bit of off guard. Also, our teammate started like clipping towards turn 1, so it was quite an easy pass. Here I was thinking about going for the inside, but yeah, not gonna risk anything on lap 1 of course. But yeah, actually no position gain. Still P4.
Yeah, I think they just ghosted.
You can see
through.
here. They are all saving in this corner. I'm saving as well, but not as much as they do, which causes them to like almost super clip towards that corner. And you're gonna see towards this race, it's a nice spot to try and go for an overtake. But here, yeah, this race is gonna be all about battery management, and that's frustrating, you know. Which the previous, well, it's still the same game, but before the DLC for the 26 cars. You could pretty much flat out drive, you know, the battery, it wasn't such a big deal, you had to manage it, but not as much as here, like,
else we'll just kind of sit.
if you want to this track already is very hard to overtake, also on previous editions of the game, but here, if you just try and go for an overtake on straight, you have to burn the battery, but then you're at like 0%, and then he repasses you. It's a complete Mario Kart game, you know. And sometimes you can try and go for an overtake in the unpredictable place, as there's a virtual safety car right here. But then the driving standards of this game and previous editions as well, it has gotten worse every single year. And you can see that in this race as well. Like, if you try and go for that overtake in a place where nobody expects it, for example, the next corner coming up here is actually a great spot to do that, because they are all saving here and they don't expect an overtake. But then they don't leave you any room, they just fully turn into you. And you're gonna see that in this race as well. But yeah, you have to watch it to see. It's crazy. It's just demotivating, you know. You have to manage this battery all race long in qualifying. You cannot be on the limit. You are on the limit of the battery, and yeah, it's not ideal. It's demotivating. I rather drive on iRacing then, but yeah.
P2 in that train is basically all.
So here we are, lap 3 actually already now. So you can see here we're quite close to the back end of the Red Bull. And the Merc actually has pretty bad exit, and you can see here the Red Bull is saving so much. So I saw an opportunity here, trying to go for the inside. You can see he immediately turns in on me, like we were still braking in a straight line, and he just completely pushes me into the wall almost. I had to brake so much to not try and hit that wall there. And yeah, that's just the driving standards of this league. It's absolutely, it's so bad. It's crazy. And you can see here he also defending the inside. I knew there was another way of overtaking it. Also, you gotta be careful, because as you can see here, we only got 50% of battery left, which is nothing on this game. So you cannot drain everything. But here as well, he's saving so much. So I try to go for the move here. So I burn a little bit, but you can see here, 30% left. We gotta use it all here. And then I'm out of battery. And he still got some left, and he just repasses me. And that's just how this game works. 20%. You pretty much cannot go for an easy overtake. You have to wait for a mistake of the car ahead. Try to do it on an unpredictable place like we did there, but then we just don't have the battery. And yeah, it's just frustrating. You know? As you can see here, we are on lap 9. Not a lot have happened actually. And here you can see they're going side by side into the fast chicane, which completely, of course, messes up the exit for the Merc. And we're gonna try and go for the move here. But again, just out of battery already again. So here also side by side. Oh, the Audi has a bit moment there, and we got squeezed in by the Merc here, trying to go around the outside. But again, it just gives a little bit of a push, but still quite clean, and we get the move done actually. So up to P3 we go. And that's very good. You know, we are in contention now for the win, because the P1 guy is actually on hards. So we're gonna have a huge undercut on him normally. And that basically sets us net P2 in this race, in my opinion. Because later on in the race, of course, the Audi is gonna come back and try and fight us. But initially we're gonna get the undercut on him and get the move done normally with the pit stop strategies. So yeah, I think we're in a net P2 here. But then this happened, a safety car on lap 11, which of course is good for us actually, because we were gonna pit anyway, probably this or next lap. But P1 also going in, so he has a long stint ahead of him on his mediums. We're gonna, I thought, yeah, ghosting is not an option here. The Merc had a different opinion, he ghosted through us. So I thought, okay, maybe this one position we are gonna lose. So you can see, we glitched back to let the Merc and the Red Bull go, but also the Audi, he just fully gets ahead of us. He had like a pit stop of what, half a second. And this is just typical frustrating EA stuff. Like all this has been in the game for years, this bug. And it's still not fixed. We lost, I think, what is it, 2 positions because of this. And we're basically back down in P5, so this was unbelievable. I was so frustrated at this point in the race. All of our hard work trying to pass all these cars is just gone to nothing. Like, it's all gone, all that work. And yeah, we're gonna have to try and recover some positions, but it's very hard. We saw that on stint 1. And you're gonna see also the safety car took a lot of time to come in. So normally you do like this lap, another lap, and it comes in. But it did an extra lap because people at the back kept boxing for fresh tires. which I think should also be disallowed in league racing. So lap 14, the safety car does come in, and yeah, I'm just gonna try and warm up these incredibly cold tires, which is not ideal, of course. And you're gonna see something strange happening to the restart here. So normally you would try and go like in the next slow corner, you would try and get a restart done as the leading car, or that corner after. But here you can see, we're going into here, he holds up a little bit, then he accelerates, so we're going. I was actually full throttle at the point, but then he just completely backs out again, which is not allowed for sure. And you're gonna see here, we're gonna try and get a move done on P4, but yeah, it was not possible. You also cannot drain the battery this early on the lap, so I'm gonna have to sit back. Very strange restart there, and I would not be surprised if some people reported that. And you can see the Audi looking a little bit wide actually. Yeah, and P1 is immediately gone, of course. He's on those fresh mediums, and because the safety car stayed in an extra lap, stayed out an extra lap. Yeah, he has a huge advantage now. He has 15 laps to do on this medium tire, which is probably possible, you know. We came in on, I think, lap 11, so yeah, I think with the safety car staying out for so long, he got a huge advantage here. But you're gonna see towards the end, we did catch up to him, and we're gonna try and go for a move on the Audi. But yeah, he defended quite nicely. A little bit of moving and the braking there from him, but I wasn't really alongside, so no worries there. But yeah, from this moment on, we just have to settle in. It's competitive pace-wise out there, and making a move around this track is very hard, very hard. Here we are in lap 19, and as you can see, we got passed by the other Merc. Just basic move on the straight. As you can see here, going into this corner, the OG just got given no space again by the Merc, and honestly, these Merc drivers are very dirty, especially the guy in P3. But the OG just fully sends it on us again, which I kinda anticipated, because I knew he would be frustrated by that move from the Merc. So yeah, that gives him still no reason to send it on us. But we're gonna see here P5 now, and it's gonna take a while to get back up to the front here. We are on lap 21. You're gonna see here the Merc trying to go for a move actually on the Red Bull. He got a bad exit, and we try to go in the 70, completely pushes us into the grass. We get a big wobble on the rear, and then the Audi goes for it, and he pushes the Audi off again. So this is unbelievable. Yeah, I cannot explain. This Merc driver is so dirty, it's unbelievable. Yeah, that he pushes off us in the grass, I kind of can understand. You know, it's a difficult corner. You have a lot of understeer into that corner if you try to go around the outside, but still. But the Audi, he shouldn't have pushed him off like that. You know, it was a clean, fair pass from the Audi, because he had such a bad run out of that corner, of course, the Merc. So you just cannot push him off track like that, you know. It's unbelievable. These driving standards have gone down so much over the last years. I cannot remember the last time I had a clean fight with someone side by side, you know. It's always wheel banging or just pinning someone out, you know. It's crazy. Of course, also the contact model of this game and previous editions is just so shit. It's crazy. But yeah, we are catching up to the leading car, because yeah, his mediums of course have seen the best of their tire life. So yeah, eventually we're gonna catch up here. You can see our teammate behind P7 actually had a 7.6 gap behind. He was fighting a lot with his train of cars behind, and yeah, it just cost him a massive time loss, which is unfortunate, because he definitely had the pace to be fighting up here with us. We're going to try and line up a move here, but yeah, around the outside was just not possible. A little bit of squeezing, but ahead they're just going so slow. I don't know what they were doing here, but I don't know, they were so far off speed here. We tried to go down the inside, but yeah, wasn't really trying to go for a move actually there, but yeah, just a little peak. And you can see here still 7 laps to go to the end. But yeah, we're just gonna sit here, wait for this pack to catch up the leading car. We're gonna see what happens then. So lap 24 here, the Merc had a really bad exit after a little bit of a fight with the Audi. So we're just gonna send it down the inside. Easy move done here. We still left him a little bit of room on the inside, but just enough to get the move done. So P5 it is now at the moment, and still we are catching up to the leading car. But yeah, we gotta catch up a little bit more. But you can see here again out of battery, and we're just seeing if the Merc will pass us or not, and he does, which is again unbelievable, you know. I had to push the battery to make that move in the first sector on him, but then you're out, and that's just the story of this track and game combination, I think. Of course, you have some tracks where it's a lot better, the battery management. Australia is probably one of the worst battery wise. But yeah, again down to P6, and we're kind of losing hope here for this race, because we were actually expecting to be fighting for the win and for sure a podium, and that's just not looking to happen right now. And yeah, I'm gonna have to see if chaos unfolds or not, because yeah, you already have experienced some dirty driving here in this race. So we were just kind of hoping on some incidents happening, a car spinning out because someone didn't give space on the inside or the outside, and yeah, just wait and see. Try if we can gain position just by the unlucky things of other people. So here we are, lap 26.
By this Merc in front of you, or the
We're
Merc
still in P6, and we're losing a lot of hope here. But you can see up ahead, the Audi just fully sends it and actually spins out. I think we're actually going 3 wide there for a moment. And Red Bull and the Merc ahead also just wheel banging a little bit. But yeah, that moves us up 1 position to P5, which is very good of course. And I know the Red Bull and the Merc in P2 were very, very dirty drivers, especially the Merc, and they were just kind of sitting and waiting for an opportunity. Lap 27, so 3 laps left, 3 racing laps, and I'm gonna talk you through it, through all these 3 laps, because it is worth watching. And yeah, here we're just focusing on also not using too much battery, you know, because we wanted to save some for the final laps. Because if someone like has a moment on the exit or is in a fight with another car side by side, we need the battery to try and push past, you know. And you can see here we also fully catched up to the leading car. His medium tires were absolutely gone, and yeah, which is not ideal for him. He already lost a position to the Merc, which was very unfortunate. Me and my engineer thought like, this dirty driver, it's unbelievable that he now gets into P1 and has the chance to drive away, you know, because those medium tires of P2 from the Audi is just unbelievably bad at this moment. But you can see it going through lap 28, so 2 laps left. We are still in P5 at the moment, which is far from the position we wanted, of course. Actually also a position down from where we started. You can see now, P1 is starting to create a little bit of a gap with his tire advantage, of course. Yeah, at this point, those hards that we are on are also very terrible, you know. We have done, I think, around 16 laps. Yes, 16, I think.
Depends on
which we pitted, but only, the race started at lap 15, so probably like more like 13, 14 laps on these tires. Yeah, here you can see we have around 50% of battery, which is okay. I wanted a little bit more, to be honest, because you need it. And the Red Bull is going for a move on the Audi here and actually gets it done. And nice move just in general him, of course. Game. And he actually managed to hook up to P1 again, so he didn't drive away, which was surprising. And the other Merc is going for it straight away as well. So now I know, okay, we gotta make this move done as well. We're gonna try around the outside we're getting wheel banked, we're getting pushed off, we get a lot of understeer. But yeah, we just hang in there, get the move done, give him a little squeeze on the exit ourselves, and up to P4. Which we not expected, you know, a couple of laps ago we were P6. So P4 was already, okay, quite good, you know.
Yeah,
final lap,
a lot of people just
and we knew
race side by
it's
side.
gonna
It's
happen
actually
something,
crazy.
you know. These 3 drivers ahead of us are extremely dirty.
Like,
so, okay, we might be able to get a podium out of this.
But I'm probably cleaner than 90% of them.
You can see here, 70%, 75% battery, which is okay. It's good enough, I think. You're gonna burn it all on this next straight here, of course. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna fully burn the battery. But I think our straight line speed was a bit off as well. You can see here the cars ahead are just pulling away. And the Red Bull is trying to go for a move on the Merc. They're gonna go side by side. No, not yet. Yeah, you can see they're so close to each other, so we knew, okay, there's gonna happen. There is something gonna happen, and that's dirty. He moved off his line a couple of times. He completely locks up. And the other Merc just fully goes for it. So we go down the inside here. This time not getting pushed off. And here, the Merc fully sends it. My engineer thought, oh no, we're getting killed here. But he actually killed the Red Bull, which gave him a huge moment. And we just go past down the inside. So we started this lap in P4. And we ended up in P2. And that's just, we did not expect it at all. I think 4 laps ago we were P6. And now we're P2, which is very good. To be honest, I think the Merc ahead of us also had the better pace, so he deserves to win. But yeah, very unfortunate that we didn't get to win, but P2 is so good after a tough race.